As you know by now, gun channels are under attack by YouTube. Many content creators are receiving community strikes just for simply showing the safe operation of a firearm. We can no longer show the safe operation of a firearm. You can no longer do gun reviews. So effective immediately, all gun reviews and future gun reviews are going to be on Patreon and Patreon only. You can join for as little as $1 a month. I'd like to take a moment and thank those of you who have joined us on Patreon because there is value in this content. We cannot risk losing this platform, which is a tremendous voice for God, just to simply show gun reviews. So that link is below. Per your request, we made it a point to stop by the major primer producers in America while we were at SHOT Show this year and ask them what is going on with primer production. Now, I will say that the answers I got are interesting, and when I share them with you, you probably know most of this already. But none of them would talk to me on the record. None of them would allow me to film them. None of them would allow me to say, well, according to this primer manufacturer, here's what they said. So what I can say is that major primer producers in the U.S., the biggest major primer producers in the U.S. off the record shared this. Now, one particular person that I talked to, there was a couple fellas standing there, and I asked, hey, would somebody be willing to do an interview? I just want to ask about primer production. And one guy said, well, I'll have to go ask, and he left. The guy that continued to stand there said, almost real defensively, he seemed very defensive about this, was that he was very much against and wanted to make sure the world knew that these conspiracies about primer production are false. That the reason there's a primer shortage in the first place was because of COVID, and a lot of people went out and bought a bunch of ammo. A lot of new gun owners as well. Then civil unrest in the summer, then the election, then January 6th the following year, and then all of a sudden Ukraine. He said, we just are pumping out primers like crazy, and it just keeps getting worse, and that they're working around the clock 24/7, and there's not a conspiracy, it's just they cannot keep up with production. Now, another person that I spoke with also said, no, we can't go on the record, but and they just kind of started sharing with me, and what he shared is that they're working around the clock 24/7, and that the biggest problem with primer production is a lack of raw material. Now, that's something we've kind of talked about, but it's nice to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, that there is a primer production issue because of raw material, that when they have it, they'll work around the clock, but when they don't have it, it's just, machines are off, and it's just that simple. But in addition to that, the priority of the primers go in this order. First, government contracts, and there's a lot more of them than there were last year. First is the government contracts. Second is civilian ammo sales. And then third is people that just want to buy the primers. And he said that's third. You know, they get the third priority, and they try to trickle that in. So if you're one of those people looking for primers, it's trickling, is what I've been told. They said they're barely keeping up with the first two, but they will again trickle that third, those people looking for just the primers, when they can, you know, because all these primer producers are also, you know, of course, producing bullets. So this is the current state of primer production, and this is all off the record from unnamed major ammo producers in the U.S. This is the big and the short of it. So in the end, we're at a shortage because of everybody went out and bought a bunch of ammo for lots of reasons, going over about a 12-month period of time. Then war, and we're given a bunch of ammo there from the government, and all that kind of combined just means they're doing everything they can But then you got the raw material issue. So the raw material issue is slowing that down, because obviously a wise businessman would open up new factories, but that can't be done if you don't have enough raw materials. Then it goes to the military contracts or the government contracts, which I'm sure includes police contracts around the country and around the world as well. Then it goes to civilians, them making their own bullets and selling it to us. And then it goes to anybody just needing some primers. So they're doing everything they can according to them, and it's just the state of primer production. So I hope this video helps. You know, my wife told me I shouldn't make this video because they were all like off the record. But I just definitely want to say, you know, unknown primer producers, and a few of them, you know, the few biggest ones. There's a couple big ones. And we talked to a couple of them out there, and this was what they said off the record. So there you go. Hope this video helps. Any thoughts or comments on that, definitely put that below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel to Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.